majority of you are not subscribed, so if you would subscribe, that would mean a lot to me, as well as I stream all of this content live on Twitch, linked in the description below. Hey guys, Finnegan coming at you again with another no-nonsense build guide. This is going to be on my level 79 Lich, and I am in level 90 zones. Let's just run through here really quick, and I'll kind of talk over the build afterwards. Give you a little short rundown of how it works and such, how all the synergies come together. The biggest thing this build could really use right now at this level is going to be movement speed. The clear speed is pretty quick, but it does not get around very fast. So any kind of movement speed would help me out a ton. I just haven't been able to find any on the kind of gear that I need so far. The gear I have been running is kind of subpar, just average gear that you'll find while leveling. It's nothing special or super amazing. The most best piece I have is probably going to be my boots, which I'll go over the gear after I finish this in just a moment. We're coming up on the boss here. I missed that, so I lost my Reaper form. Whenever you lose Reaper form, you want to make sure you deactivate your Aura of Decay or you will die. Once you have enough poison damage as I do, you'll just instantly kill yourself. Do that so we can come back in. Usually I don't lose Reaper form, but this one was very far and few in between with the mobs. I wasn't able to keep it up the entire time. I'll usually go through an entire floor with full Reaper form the whole time. Alrighty, so let's go over my character skills first. So obviously Aura of Decay, it's our main skill. We want to get as much damage out of it as possible with keeping it from killing us if possible. So I got 4 points into inoculation for less poison damage taken. 2 points into vulnerability for enemy poison resist lowering, 1 into enemy poison resist lowering, where this also lowers ours for every intellect point that we have, 1 into poison bolt to get some range out there, 4 into poison barrage to get more frequency, 4 into plague rat to get more area, 3 into bubonic aura to get the plague chance, and then 2 into rot weaver to get the ailment frequency. I do have a +1 of the skill. I do want to get a +3 at some point. On our drain life, we're going to be going over to Thought Steal first for a channel cost reduction, 2 points into Ravenous for more Leech, 2 more points into Insatiable for increased health leech and channel cost, which kind of sucks, but we're going to counteract that by picking up Dark Shackles. That's going to make it an instacast that just leaves it on the ground. If anyone runs into it, it starts draining life. So that makes it so we can keep running around and moving and healing and doing damage to Aura Decay without having to stop to channel and heal ourselves. The next thing you want to do is come down here and do 4 points into Condemnation. Then 3 points into Unholy Mass. It's going to give us a lot more damage on our drain life, which will cause us to leech a lot more. Then I'm going to pop 5 points into Empower Drain for obviously more damage, and then 1 into Pestilent End because there's nowhere else to put this point really. That's super useful. You could go with Horrify or something else, but we're getting Horrify on our Wandering Spirits. Next up, our Reaper form. This skill is super important for us. We're going to start out by going 1 point into Death Touch Scythe, 2 into Haunting, 1 into Pestilence, and then 1 into Venomous Coating. I do want to get more into Venomous Coating if I can get some plus skills. Let's get that poison duration up. But after that, you're going to grab 4 into Mistress of Decay to get the less health drain and the more damage over time. 4 into Harbingers of Blood to get more health leech, as well as some healing whenever you reap. Then 4 into Reaper's Ascendance and 3 into Reaper's Supremacy, so we can get some more spell damage to once again make our life leech or drain the life, do more damage so we can heal for more. Then we're going to want Hungering Souls for 1 skill node and 1 skill node alone, and that's going to be Inspired Hunger. Increases our global damage over time, damage by 75%. That's a huge damage bonus. Then I would recommend coming over here to get the reduced mana cost and kill threshold, so the big monsters, we can just kill them in 1 hit once they get low. And then Decayed Mind for less mana cost, making our Hungering Souls completely free to cast, so we don't have to worry about its mana at all ever. Then I just did this and one more damage point into Descent of Madness because it's a damage over time skill and we're stacking a lot of damage over time skills. So then on our Wandering Spirits here, we're going to be going 2 into Lingering Souls, 1 into Infectious Dead to make that poison damage because it's going to be our main damage type. Then you're going to grab 3 into Soul of Rage for damage and spirit move speed. I would only get 2 at first, so you can go down the tree, then come back and get that third. You're going to then do 1 into Poisoned Bind, 1 into Spectral Putrescence, so they have that chance for shooting off Spectral Putrescence, and then 2 into Soul of the Filth to make it happen more often, and 4 so it has more range. This just more or less gives them a ranged attack, which is a little useful when they're wandering around you. Then you're going to do 1 into Spirit Swarm and 1 into Terrifying Presence to fear them, so that way when they're around us, they're normally feared, so we don't have to worry about getting hit when we're in that close melee range, giving that Aura Decay stacks. Next, we're going to go over gear and stats, really. So the name of the character is LOL LE Plaguebearer. It's on the little joke of the Path of Exile Plaguebearer characters. It was one of my favorite characters of this league in Path of Exile, and I've seen the skill, and I'm like, I have to make something with that. So currently in Reaper form with our stuff up, we are sitting at 601 increased damage over time and 532 increased poison damage. There's an extra 716 poison damage actually. And there's an extra 100 damage over time not showing here due to one of our skills that I'll show you here in just a moment. Defenses, we need more critical strike avoidance. We want to get that to about 100% and high endurance. So that way you don't get one shot, because this build is going to be leeching so much that small damage is never a problem as long as you have your drain life on something. Besides that, you don't really need anything else in crit or spell damage. It doesn't really help too much. You want to make sure you get your resist capped. Poison, you want to be a little over capped, because with your Aura of Decay, it's going to put poison stacks on you. You want to make sure that you stay capped. Also, if you don't deactivate your Aura of Decay while you're in your regular non-Reaper form and not leeching, you will instantly die if you have as much damage as I do. So we're going to look at our skill tree now. So the Acolyte, the base part, we got 6 into Blood Aura for more damage, 8 into Forbidden Knowledge for the Intelligence, which scales on all of our skills very well, as well as 40% Necro Res, 1 in Mania of Mortality. We can get 5 into Unnatural Preservation to get the Poison Res maxed out again, and Future Demise to get that Poison Res again off the tree. The chance of poisoning nearby enemies on kill, that's cool, but we are constantly poisoning with Aura Decay around us anyways. So over on Lich, we're going to go 8 straight into Survival of the Cruel. I'm taking these out slowly and putting them somewhere else once I can figure out a better way of putting them somewhere else. But so far I got 2 in Apocryphia for the Intelligence, 8 into Desolation for damage over time. This is going away soon. I was just using it for the Vitality to get some more health. Excuse me. This is Lasting Stench, giving us more poison damage and increased poison duration. Crippling Insight, we don't health regen while in Reaper form. So the 16 Intelligence we're going to get when this is maxed out is going to be huge for damage. 3 Plagues, 24% poison penetration, very good for our damage. Contagion Engine, this is what I was talking about, which is 100% increased damage over time on recent kill. Then we're going to get 8 into Corrosive Consciousness, 56% increased damage over time, and spell damage. The spell damage will help out our Drain Life healing, and the over damage over time will just help out all of our dots. And obviously Soul Maul for more leech and more survivability. Going into our skills, I don't have anything special on this character at all. This character is all garbage gear. Honestly, there's not a single good piece on this character yet, so there's a lot of room improvement for this character. With the Helm, we're going to start off 32 increased poison damage, 18 poison res. That one is needed. Besides that, just get int and res. Amulet, you're going to want a res amulet because it's hard to get res first off the tree. This should be damage over time and poison damage, and then just resist as well. This one, you're going to want +1 to drain life, and then resist, health, any kind of resist will be fine. My staff is not good at all. It's just poison damage, damage over time. Using a one-hander and a shield for this build isn't really worth it because you can't roll poison damage on a wand. You can only do it on a scepter, and scepters aren't great. There is a two-handed staff base type that you can get that gives you increased damage over time as an implicit on it. Rings, you just want poison damage and damage over time, and then crit strike avoidance or res on both of them. Belt, you want mana regeneration to make sure we don't ever run out of mana, because we want to make sure we can keep our drain life down. Poison damage, more res. Gloves, these ones are really good. I wouldn't say you need them for the build, but I would highly recommend them. They're 22% penetration against all resistances for damage over time. So that, added on with the other one, we're doing 47% penetration on resist. Stymiad Fate is also a really, really good unique. I would say this one is kind of required for the build to get the damage to where it should be, because it has the 104% increased damage over time. Once again, that can be a lot higher, and we can get these with legendary potential to more or less make these boots completely overpowered. Relic, this one is garbage. You just want to make sure you have one that has +1 to Aura of Decay on it, or +2, +3, whatever you can get. Idols, you're looking at increased damage over time, less damage taken over time. Same thing on this one, less damage over time taken while transformed, 22 poison chance on spell hit. Then for your two big ones, you want to make sure you get the increased poison damage while Aura of Decay is active on both of them. If you can, get one of that with the other effect being less damage taken over time, but those are going to be kind of hard to find. I've only found 2 of these in like the 12 to 14 hours of playing this character. Everything else is just poison damage or random res that I need.